All right, Rafa here, Boricua. As you can tell, we're gonna discuss this house that doesn't get mentioned a lot, and it's a shame because their stuff is really, really good. They have a new one out now that I still haven't gotten my hands on it, but we're gonna talk about that here in a minute, and we're gonna go over these and see what we got. And if this interests you, stay tuned. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel. That way I can keep this going, help a brother out, because sure, I've said it before, I love doing this and I love sharing my experiences with you guys. Now, we are going to start. I'm going to try and do these in the order that I acquired them, and maybe it'll give you an idea as to how I started looking into this house. I moved some stuff around so it makes things easier. So I'm hoping the focus thing is not going to start going nuts. But nonetheless, the first one that we're going to talk about, this is my first introduction to Anfar. And this was Anfar London's Midnight Frost Intense. Now, when this one first came out, about 3 years ago, I remember they were saying it was for women. And I looked at the notes, the accords, and I'm like, that doesn't really strike me as a women's a fragrance. So I was kind of like, that's kind of weird. So it wasn't expensive. So you know what? I pulled the trigger, and I got it. And let me tell you, if you like that Invictus DNA, this is what you got right here. If you have Hawas Ice, maybe it's redundant. This is the way I see this one. You got Hawas or Him, the OG, which is everybody. I mean, it's a standard, it's a landmark, for the summer, And then they came out with Ice. In my opinion, this one sits in the middle. You got Hawas, this one, you got Hawas Ice. Not a big difference, but that's where I place this one. This is awesome. Longevity, projection, it's what you'd expect. It's all there. So I think right now this one's pretty affordable. Look into it if you like that aquatic DNA. This is killer. And if you like the Invictus and or Hawas, you're gonna love this. Midnight Frost Intense. Now, what's a good fragrance without a flanker? Follow-up, so to say. Well, they gave us Anfar London Midnight Frost Tangerine. Imagine this DNA, the original, aka Invictus, with a dose of citrus tangerine awesomeness. That is what you got with this one. This is fantastic. When they came up with this idea of let's do one with tangerine, I was like, man, when I saw that, I'm like, oh man, I bet you that's killer, and it is. You're gonna get this tangerine and mandarin just blast, and then the rest is the OG. The difference between this two is not like night and day, it really isn't. But you got fresh aquatic plus a blast of tangerine, not overly synthetic that you like, you know what I mean? No, not like that at all. They're both killer. They both are long lasting as hell. So the new one that they have now is called Inferno, and that one I'm interested in. And again, they are saying that it's for women. I'm still having a hard time finding very many details about it, but I'm gonna get it as soon as I can get more details on it, because they were saying that this was for women for the longest time, and then I'm like, this is not for women. Well, now they changed their tune in Fragrantica, Because if you go on the Anfar website, you don't get a lot of information. Everything that you look at, it just says, "Oh, coming soon," type of deal. So you gotta rely on Fragranica. And now they're changing it too. Now they're saying, "Oh yeah, this is for men." Go figure. But nonetheless, these two are killer. Okay, this one I spoke about last year. I don't know how many videos I talked about this one. At least 1,000 times. This is Anfar 1950 Summer in Dubai. Fellas, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this. This thing, this cap is heavy as hell too. Imagine, this is an aquatic, you got peppery awesomeness. This thing, I wore it last year 1,000 times. It never let me down. I wore it in the heat. I wore it in the not so hot. I wore it many times. Every time this thing projected, lasted. There's nothing else I can say about this thing except you need to get this. I'm not sure if this thing is being blind kind of sucks. Okay, that might explain it. This is an actual extrait. I always thought it was a parfum. It's an extrait. It has something to do with it. The follow-up to this, I think it's Sunset in Dubai. I bought it. I may have to revisit it because for the while it smells fantastic. Very female, at least to this honker. It's very female. So I need to revisit and give it another sniff and see what's up. But if you want an aquatic summer blue with muscle, this right here, summer in Dubai. Okay, I can't remember if it was late last year or early this year, but I saw somebody talking about another one that Anfar put out. This is Anfar 1950 all-nighter alpha. The big thing was, for the alpha male, blah blah blah. So this is, I believe, this is from the this is a different website, Oud, how far, something like that. But it's saying the top notes on this bad boy are grapefruit and lemon. Middle notes are tonka bean, balsam, fir, and vetiver. Base notes amber, patchouli, labdanum, and musk. So, what do we got when we put our noses in this thing? And by the way, this is also an extrait that I looked at, and yes, this is powerful. It's saying that the top notes are grapefruit and lemon. The most I get out of this, if I have to go by these notes right here, is amber and the musk and the tonka. This smells phenomenal, but this is more for evening, night out, not really a daily wear, especially now in the summer heat. Nonetheless, it smells fantastic, and I've worn it and it rocks. This thing is pretty badass. So if you want something that is going to be loud but not screechy, yeah, this thing is awesome. Bottles are killer. I love these bottles. You can't go wrong. This is just powerful man shit. All-nighter alpha. So when I was looking at that one, I didn't realize that there was also another one with it called Ultra. And I know they got a couple of others, but I think they're female, so obviously I don't have those. But let's talk about this one real quick. According to this website, the top notes are apple, bergamot, blackcurrant, and lemon. Middle notes are jasmine and tropical notes. Base notes amber, cedarwood, musk, and oak moss. So, and again, this is another extrait. And pressurized atomizer, boys and girls, on this one. The apple, the bergamot, and the lemon are very minimalistic. Black currant, and again, the oak moss are all present right out of the gate. So this is, and the names are fitting. This is powerful. This is more powerful. And again, this is one that is good for nighttime wear. It's not going to be very fitting to wear it and go to the grocery store. It's not for that. It's too much. It's got too much bold character, if that makes any sense. This is more for evenings. I've worn these when I'm in the evening time. It's just my wife and I kicking it, doing whatever. I rock these. If we go out, I rock these. This something like this. Not necessarily these, but something like this. This is what I go for. Because you want to make your present, you know. These are strong. This is good shit. All-nighter, Alpha, Ultra. So it's funny how you think you got the word on what goes on, but then somebody drops a video and you're like,
what? I had no idea.
And then you're like, oh, I gotta find this. Ooh, there it is. I gotta get this. And you pull the trigger. Well, this is one of the newer ones. I believe this is the newest one. This is Anfar 1950 Laguna Drift. I'm not sure if there's another one. I think there may be, but I went blind on this one. I had no idea. I based it on all the Anfars that I have, which there's two more that I want to talk about. And I was like, I'm just gonna order it because these things are awesome. And when you spray this, by the way, this is also an X-ray. Powerful sprayer. When you spray this, what you're gonna get is something that is going to remind you of Laguna Drift. Let's say you're drifting in the Pacific and it's a chill in the air. See where I'm going with that? Pretty clever, huh? That's what you get with this one. Let me see if I can find some notes for you. Well, it says here the top notes are yuzu, neroli, rosemary, thyme, and a touch of pink pepper. Middle notes bergamot, citron, ginger, mint, and lemon. Okay, I can see that being the top notes. Base notes may, rose, fig, musk, benzoin, and dates. Not really. However, I am going to go with bergamot, citron, ginger, and mint, and lemon. Yeah, this is it's their take on Pacific Chill, and it's a good one. I like this one better than what do you call that one? Spectrum Chill. They are similar, but this one is fresher, and this one it's also an extrait. You know how they're making a big deal out of that one? Oh, the oil! It's so much oil! Oil slick! You know, you got what do you call it? The Strait of Hormuz, you know, on your arms. I bought that one, and I fell for the hype, and it did not perform. This one I like it better. I like how this one flew under the radar, and it's almost like redundant, but I appreciate it more than Spectrum Chill because they just put this out quietly and they gave us a really good freaking product. It's affordable. The bottle is absolutely beautiful. I mean, you can tell. Let me see if I have. I do. Here's the box. Box is pretty. It's just your standard cardboard box, but the art is really pretty. You can tell it's kind of the same bottle. It's got the information. I'm keeping this box for now because it's just pretty, and I love this. This smells killer, and yeah. So I think they have I'm not even sure if they have another one in this same line, but I'll have to keep looking. But the one that I'm really hunting is the follow-up to this one, which is Inferno. So, all right. Now we're gonna talk about two for the latest. I guess this one here is more, it's unisex, but I bought it for my wife. This is Anfar 1950, and forgive me, but I'm gonna butcher this. It's pistachio unaba. You've probably seen this one, and this is also an X-ray. And, whoop, so you strip, my goodness, I was about to do something colossal. Another pressurized atomizer. This is nice. This is, I guess this will fall under a gourmand, and this is nice. If it's between this one and Lattafa's, what's it, Love and Affection or Affection? I can't remember. I like this one better. This one is unisex. Me personally, I wouldn't wear this. My wife rocks this, and this is awesome. This is nice. Yeah, come on. You have Dubai chocolate, pistachio, kunafa. I have no idea, but all I know is that it's really good. All right, the last one we're going to talk about in this collection is another one for the latest. This is marshmallow fondue. Oui, monsieur. And this one, so again, this is chocolate. So we're going to see what we got. It's not pressurized, but it's powerful. Oh my God. Jesus. It's strong. God. No. This is like the stuff my wife likes, vanilla, heavy vanilla. And it has the chocolate, but it's not like this. Not at all. This is killer. They're both awesome. But this one, this is damn. I guess the marshmallow notes, it would be like, you know, the whole fruit, vanilla, but it's got the chocolate, and it's like, again, it's not very prominent. Oh man, when it starts drying down, you're getting it, or I'm getting it here. Not as gourmandy as this one, but still, le fantastique. So, all right, guys. Hope you got something out of this. We're going to be reviewing a couple more this weekend, and but yeah, Anfar. Just look out for Anfar. You can just. People have asked me how come I don't put links. Well, simple. A lot of these paid influencers, they get commissions. So of course they're going to put a link to a certain website that gives them a commission. I don't play like that. If let's say, for example, somebody talks about this one and I'm interested in it, well, I'm going to look at Amazon. Okay, here it is. How much? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Here is the shop app. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, let me look here. Oh. And so I shop around, and that's how I get them. I don't. That's why I don't put links. In case anybody's ever wondered how come I put links, it's because I don't get commissions out of this shit. I do this because I love collecting fragrances, and I love sharing what I find out. If it's something good, I'll let you know. If it sucks, I'll let you know too. I don't get squat. That's why my reviews are always honest. So again, once I get my hands on Inferno, I'm going to talk about it. So, till the next time, later.